There was a time I thought life was supposed to be a straight line, that if I did everything right, things would fall into place. You study hard, you get a decent job, you fall in love, you build a life. That's how it's supposed to go. Right, that's what I believed. But life doesn't move in straight lines. It moves in curves, in drops, in sudden falls that leave you breathless. It gives you peaks so beautiful you think you'll never come down, and valleys so deep you wonder if you'll ever see light again. My story began on a peak. I had what most people would call a good life, a stable job, a family that was proud of me, and someone who loved me deeply. Every morning I woke up with purpose. I believed I was exactly where I was supposed to be, until everything changed, quietly, and then all at once. It started when my father got sick. At first, it was small, fatigue, a few hospital visits, whispers of test results that didn't sound too alarming. But then came the word that no one in a family wants to hear: terminal. I didn't know how to process that word. I thought if I just stayed busy, worked harder, smiled through it, maybe it wouldn't be real. Maybe I could outrun it. But grief isn't something you can outrun. It waits, it grows roots. The following months were a blur: hospital corridors, silent car rides, sleepless nights beside a fragile man who once seemed indestructible. I watched the strongest person I knew fade in front of me, one breath at a time. When he finally passed, I felt like something inside me died too. That was my valley. Everything around me felt dull. Colors, sounds, time. The job I once cared about felt pointless. The dreams I had suddenly didn't matter. People tried to comfort me, but grief is a language only the broken can understand. For a while, I lived like a ghost. I went through the motions, smiled when people expected me to, but inside, I was empty. Then, one night, I found myself walking aimlessly through the city. It was late, the kind of late when the streets are silent and even the air feels heavy. I passed by a small cafe my father used to take me to when I was young. The lights were still on, even though it was long past closing. Out of habit, I went in. The place smelled like old wood and coffee beans, exactly how I remembered it. I sat down at our usual table, the one near the window. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel angry. I just felt. I sat there until dawn, thinking about everything I'd lost, but also everything I'd never noticed before. How much time I wasted worrying about things that never mattered. How many conversations I cut short because I was too busy. How many small, beautiful moments I missed because I was always rushing toward the next big thing. Grief, I realized, wasn't the enemy. It was a mirror, one that showed me the truth about what mattered. That night, something shifted. I decided I didn't want to keep living numb. I didn't want to run from pain anymore. I wanted to live, fully, honestly, even if it hurt. So I started small. I took long walks. I called people I hadn't spoken to in years. I began volunteering at a hospice center, of all places, sitting with strangers who were living their last days, just listening. No advice, no pretending, just presence. And it changed me. Each person I met carried their own valley. The mother who lost her child, the soldier who couldn't forget, the woman who had no one left. But despite all that pain, they smiled, they laughed. They shared stories about love, about small joys, like the smell of rain or the sound of their favorite song. They reminded me that even in life's darkest places, there's still light, soft, quiet, but real. I realized that maybe valleys weren't punishments after all. Maybe they were invitations to slow down, to listen, to see the world with different eyes. Years passed, and life began to take shape again. Not the old life. That one was gone, but something new, something more honest. I didn't chase titles or possessions anymore. I learned to appreciate small things: coffee in the morning, laughter with a friend, watching the sky change color at sunset. Then one day, something unexpected happened. I fell in love again. It wasn't fireworks or movie magic. It was simple, quiet mornings, long conversations, shared silences that felt safe. She didn't try to fix me. She just saw me, even the broken parts, and stayed anyway. And for the first time since my father died, I felt joy that didn't carry guilt. One afternoon, we hiked up a small hill near our town. It wasn't anything grand, just a patch of land overlooking a field of golden grass. But as we reached the top, I looked down at the path we took, uneven, muddy, steep, and something inside me stirred. It hit me then, like a whisper from the universe. This is life. The peaks and the valleys aren't separate things, they're connected. The struggle and the beauty, the loss and the love, the pain and the peace, they all belong to the same landscape. Every time life pulled me down, it wasn't burying me, it was planting me. And every time I rose, it wasn't luck, it was growth. That's when I finally understood what my father used to say when I was young. Life's not about avoiding the valleys. It's about learning to climb out of them with grace. Now, when I look back, I see that every heartbreak, every failure, every goodbye led me here, to this moment of quiet understanding. The valley taught me empathy. It softened me. It made me see the world not as something to conquer, but something to embrace. And the peaks, they're not about success or wealth or recognition, they're about peace. About knowing you've walked through the fire and still found the strength to love again. I've learned that every valley, no matter how deep, eventually leads to a peak. Not because the world suddenly gets better, but because you do. You grow wiser, stronger, more aware of what truly matters. That's what how life's valleys lead to powerful peaks means to me. It's not a motivational slogan. It's a truth carved by experience. Life isn't meant to be perfect. It's meant to be felt. The highs, the lows, the heartbreaks, the miracles, they all shape us. So if you're in a valley right now, don't lose hope. You're not lost, you're learning. You're being reshaped for something greater, not necessarily something bigger, but something deeper. And one day, when you find yourself standing in your own kind of peace, whether it's in love, healing, forgiveness, or acceptance, you'll look back and realize that the valley wasn't a punishment at all. It was the path. I've come to believe that the peaks in life aren't the moments when you finally have it all together. They're the moments when, after everything falls apart, you still find the courage to stand up. When you forgive someone who never said sorry. When you smile again after heartbreak. When you choose hope after loss. When you love again after being broken. Those are life's true summits. So wherever you are, whether you're deep in a valley or standing at the edge of a climb, don't give up. Keep walking. Keep believing. Because even when the world feels heavy and unfair, you are still becoming something strong, something brave, something beautiful. One day, you'll look back and understand. Life wasn't leading you away from peace. It was guiding you toward it all along. The valley taught you how to endure. The climb taught you how to rise. And the peak, it will teach you how to be grateful, because that's how life's valleys lead to powerful peaks. If this story touched you, take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to thank your own journey, even the hard parts, because someday, someone will need your story to find their way out of the dark. And when that day comes, you'll realize your valley had a purpose all along. If you found hope in this story, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories just like this one. Comment below and tell me about a valley you've been through. I read every single one. And who knows, your story might just inspire someone else climbing their own mountain. Until next time, keep climbing, keep believing, and never forget. The lowest valleys make the highest peaks possible.